Okay guys, Ham Solo here, Mike K0FYR. So I wanted to issue a couple corrections from the video last time. I know it was a long video, I apologize for that. But I had some problems that I worked through after the video to try to discover what was going on with certain features. One of them mainly was going to be that external speaker. And so you can see up here on the counter, right, I have the external speaker, and it didn't sound very well after I had installed it and I did the little demo for you. And I decided that maybe it was my initial brand new first ever soldering job. And so I took the speaker down and I cut off the end, and I had a spare 3.5 plug that I had ordered in case, and it came in handy because I took my time, I resoldered the entire thing, and now there is a dramatic difference compared to what we saw in the last video. And so just to demonstrate that, I ended up with the Kenwood here. It is hooked up, it's got the power supply right underneath it. I did have a chance to go in and program everything that I wanted to program into it, and it's been fun playing around with it. I'm easily getting out and hitting any of my local stuff, even just on 10 watts. And so we're looking at whatever they've done with the repeater system on top of Pikes Peak. Apparently the way that they oriented it on the building, I'm having a hard time activating that repeater, which I have direct line of sight with the mountain, so that shouldn't be an issue. But for some reason, I guess the way they oriented it, the lobe of the signal reception is just not over here in this area. And so we've been doing signal quality checks and trying to go back and forth with how we can get it. Even when I boost up to 50 watts, I'm not activating that repeater, and that shouldn't be the case. And so let me show you what happened with the speakers. This was initially the internal speaker.
Chance of precipitation, 30%. Friday, partly sunny with a 50% chance of thunderstorms.
And it had a decent volume, and it was much louder than the external that I hooked up. And every time I went on the web to look up information, they would say, "Oh no, that's a crystal clear speaker, and you know it should be broadcasting over even engine noise in a big diesel truck and all that." And I was like, "There's no way," right? Until I cut the end off and resoldered it. Okay. So now let me play for you the external speaker that's up on the top.
Highs in the mid to upper 50s. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour.
It's putting out a ton of sound.
Forecast for West Mountain Valley Saturday.
Actually, I prefer that when I'm using my B channel. I'll try to put the one I'm going to transmit on the B channel and just listen to A channel. This is the A channel with the internal speaker.
Lows near 40.
And this is the B channel with the external.
Highs near 60. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 10% chance of snow.
And so, yeah, there was a difference, and that was just my mess up with my original soldering job. And so, got that eventually squared away, got the thing reset, got everything in place. I did put on the bracket like you'd install it in a vehicle, which tilted the face of the radio up. It would have been here, and it tilted it up at a 45-degree angle, so it's easier for me to look at it and punch the buttons on it. Other than that, like I said, I did get it programmed. I've got all my local stuff in here. Maybe, I'd say at this point, 60-ish channels, UHF and VHF as well. I did put some of the 1.25 meter band in there, the 220s. I unfortunately don't have a 220 antenna, and I have heard no traffic on it, so either that's because I don't have that antenna or nobody's talking on it. And so eventually, if I do something to get a 1.25 antenna that I can install somewhere up there near the original one, you know, maybe that'll be something to play around with. If anybody's even on that band, I'm not sure if they are. But that's what happened with the radio. And I wanted to make sure that I put that out there with the correction to the last video. Been happy with it. Been really pleased with the sound quality, and everything's been going good with that. The big surprise that I wanted to put in here was I decided that before I get my general, that there was one more little area that I wanted to tiptoe in, and it wasn't just the fact that I was using VHF and UHF. I thought this radio would do single sideband, and I guess I was mistaken because the Kenwood V71A does not do single sideband. And so that's kind of unfortunate. I was kind of looking forward to that from the standpoint of doing some calls on the. I know we have some single sideband things that happen in the area, but I'm not able to do that with this radio. Okay. And so what I did do, however, is I went ahead and purchased my next upgraded handheld. And so I got my handy talkie up there. You can see the Baofeng up there on the desk next to the external speaker. It has been working, limited to its wattage, which I think right now I have it set on mid, so it's putting out about 5 watts. I can hit my common amateur radio club repeaters with it, and I was actually getting a couple other ones when I would drive down into Colorado Springs, which is about 20 miles away, but it's through down the mountains, and so it works, as an intro radio should. But let me show you what I did. So, as of Monday, the 19th of April, there was a release of a new radio. And that new radio is the Anytone 878 UV2 Plus, which got 500,000 eligible digital contacts that you can store instead of the 200,000 that were in it, which was almost maxing out because I think the digital contact list right now is sitting at somewhere at 190,000. And so this has a capability of 500,000 digital contact storage. It is APRS, it is GPS. It will also do APRS receive besides APRS broadcast. And so Bluetooth enabled. It does have a Bluetooth push to talk. I am going to do an unboxing video, and so I will have that attached to this. But I just want to let you know that that's what I went to, and I went with one of my amateur radio club members, Greg K0MGL, gave me a code plug to use with this. Again, there's always difficulty with DMR. And so we ran into a couple problems with the code plug that he sent, and it was all eventually related to versions of software. So there's software version difference in the programming software. I had the newest version, and he had a little bit older version. So when he sent me the code plug, I would get a out of band error, and so I went on the Bridgecom website, which is who I bought the radio from, Bridgecom Systems. And they did have a video. It was about a 5-minute video that described that problem and what to do about it. And so I had to export his data as an LST computer file, and then load the original code plug into the radio, and then import that LST file to read. And then once I did that, it was able to write to the radio. And so I got all his local channels, Colorado statewide channels, and everything for the area. And I think right now there's about 640-ish of those contacts. And so I immediately started out with all the local contacts for the DMR. But I'll probably do a video to talk about that type of programming. It was intense. It was fun, because that's why I got on the hobby, right? And so it was entertaining. But when you start getting those errors, it's like, well, what the hell could it be this time? Windows, Bill Gates, right? And so it's kind of one of those things where, you just had to play around with it, and eventually, late at night, I figured out what the issue was. But what will be attached to this is going to be the unboxing video. I had recorded it earlier, and apparently the sound went and didn't record any sound. And so I will dub over the actual unboxing, so I'm not going to put it all back in the box and then undo it because it's going to look dumb. And so I will have the original unboxing video, and I will dub over the top of it, and so my words won't be going with my mouth. So I just thought I'd let you know that before I get into the unboxing video portion. All right, so stay tuned. Unboxing video attachment is coming up in just a few seconds. All right, as promised, this is the overdub of the video that I made for the unboxing of the brand new Anytone D878 UV2 Plus. And so, opening the box right now. Inside, of course, I got some Anytone swag. You know, they give you the reverse of each sticker. And so, got 2 of those. There is a information sheet that's included right there that's going to tell you how to get on to Bridgecom Systems University, so you can watch all the videos on how to get on there and do some of your quick start guides for the radio. There was another information sheet there that talks about the Bluetooth push-to-talk that you can attach to, say, your finger or a steering wheel if you want to use that as a remote activation. Then there's a nice little operating manual, and it does have all of the 878 models in it, including the brand new one that just came out Monday, which is the one I bought. And then the first thing in the box is the radio. And so get that radio undone, pulled out, and take the plastic cover off. And it's a nice little size to it. It's going to look a whole lot better once you get it turned on. It is a full color screen, and you can attach your own images and files to it, and of course code plugs. And so on the back is the FCC approval, as well as it's telling you the frequency ranges that are on the sticker and the back side of the where the battery compartment is. And currently I have the radio turned on. There's a little close-up of it, so it's giving you all the information there that you do on your... That is a programming cable, and you can see that it's got the standard 3.5 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter plug adapters, just very similar to the Baofeng and the Kenwood handhelds. And so it's USB to the 3.5, 2.5, and it just plugs right in the radio. Nice, good, solid fit, too, when you plug it in. And so you'll be using that when you do your code plug entries and all that. Then it, of course, has a wrist strap like every of them come with. I don't hardly ever put that one on mine. Velcro strap is going to go to the Bluetooth push-to-talk, which is right there. And I'll flip it over here in a second. And then that way, if you want to strap it, like we said, to the steering wheel or something like that on your vehicle, or if you're going to hold it to your fingers, that strap's going to help to secure it in place. That cord there, I found out, is what charges the push-to-talk piece. It's regular USB on one side and 2 micro USBs on the other side. And so when you go on the website for Bridgecom, you'll find out that one of the micro USBs isn't going to be used. So I don't know why they gave you a dual plug, but it is only going to use one side of the micro USB. That's the belt clip for the back of the battery. The belt clip attaches straight to the battery, which I think was kind of weird. I didn't like that. With some radios, the Baofeng doesn't do that, but this one does. That's the regular charging base. I did order an extra battery and belt clip, and it was not included in my shipping box. And so I thought maybe they stuffed it in this Anytone box, but it definitely wasn't in there as well. So once I contacted Bridgecom, they were like, oh yeah, we're good to go. And so we'll send you that out right away. Sorry about that. What I was saying there about that charging cradle is you can put the radio in it with the battery and charge it, or you can put just the battery in there. It's just a slot. It'll do that for the battery. This is the rubber duck antenna that comes with it, and it's actually fairly nice. And I think it says on the side of it, high gain. And I know it works because once I got the radio actually programmed, I was able to hit a repeater that's probably 15 miles away and with 5 watts. And I was able to hit it with that antenna on it. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the Nagoya upgrade or not. I think that one's working for me just fine. And so this is the charger. I'm sorry, this is the battery itself. that I'm pulling out. And let's get it out of the box. This is a fairly significant size battery. It's a lot bigger than the battery that I had that came with my Baofeng. It is 3,100 milliamps. And what the people are saying on the website is that the thing has been lasting upwards of 35 hours with the radio running on APRS transmitting, GPS enabled, light on the whole time, and the thing's been running 35 hours before they have to charge it. I charged mine last night, and it charged in about 5 hours, and it was fully charged back up. It's got a nice good weight when you attach it to the radio, and it feels a lot more sturdy in your hands than, say, like a Baofeng. And so the biggest thing at this point, after getting all the pieces out, is going to be probably programming the radio. And like I said, I got a nice good code plug. It did include all of the current 190,000 digital contacts, as well as all my local stations. And so I'll be doing a video on that. Thanks.